Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome aboard the Hemp train. This is your Hempreneurial host, Tyler Hemp with Hemp Aware Radio. Thank you so much for your time, your attention, your awareness. It's a beautiful day here in Northern California. And I just want to thank you for tuning into Hemp Aware Radio. My name is Tyler Hoff, otherwise known as Tyler Hemp, your hempspirational, hempreneurial host, here to empower your hemposphere because it's important. So, as I'm broadcasting live from Mount Shasta, California, it's the official day of Easter on this April 16th, 2017, which, as you very well know, is the day of resurrection. And we'll get into that in just a moment. This hempisode is entitled, Home is Where the Heart Is, Hemp is Where the Money Is. Today, my intention is to touch your heart very deeply, and my goal for this transmission is to connect with the very center of your being. My aim is to inspire and encourage you to do one thing, hemp, and to ultimately love yourself unconditionally and all others around you. Now, I realize that's a challenge. It might be easier transforming the planet with hemp than with convincing people they need to love themselves, because we've been so jaded and so bamboozled and ramboozled as we age that we tend to get cynical and pessimistic and have guilt and shame and grief and all these negative emotions that are taking over our reality and our life and preventing us from experiencing the success, the health, the wealth, and the happiness that we deserve and that we were born to experience. So on this episode, the three main topics that I'd like to explore with you are your heart, your hemp, and your money, otherwise known as your economy. And before we get deep, I want to remind you that you can listen to any of the past episodes, including today's show, and you can just visit the iTunes podcast library on your computer or your mobile device. Search the word HempAware, all one word, or you can tune in at hempaware.com/radio. Also, if you have any problems you're dealing with in the hemp industry that you need help with, or if there's a topic you'd like me to cover on HempAware Radio, just send us an email at support@hempaware.com, and we'll be happy to consider your requests. So now, what about this day of resurrection? What would be a better day to share this important message with you than on the day of resurrection? You and I are participating in a global shift in consciousness, and hemp is certainly a critical key to rising above the ashes of the unconscious state that we have been living in as a race, as humanity. And it's been long enough that humanity has been killing itself slowly with its bombs, drugs, poisons, pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, larvicides, chemtrails, car pollution, dead foods, EMF radiation, and, well, you get the point. There's never been a better time for humanity to accept industrial hemp and the entire cannabis plant, actually, as the critical key to rising above the ashes of self-destruction. But there's something even more critical for us to consider and focus on before even discussing or working with hemp. And that idea or that concept or that practice is love. First, self-love, and then love for others. And if we cannot connect with life in a holistic, organic way, based on a foundation of love, then will ultimately destroy our home, which is the planet, this earth. And since it's Easter, it's important for me to acknowledge that the two most essential teachings that Yeshua or Jesus shared in his 3 years of ministry was to first love God with all your heart, soul, and strength, and to love your neighbor as yourself. So let's open this up a little bit further. I'd like to ask you to stretch your concept of yourself right now. And if I were to ask you, who are you? You might respond with the name that you were given as a child, or maybe with how old you are and what you do for a living. You might say that you're a mother, a father, a brother, a sister, you work for a company, or that you're here to do something specific, but you're not your thoughts, you're not your emotions, you're not your labels, and you're not the things that anyone has ever called you or that even you call yourself. See, you're not your thoughts, your emotions, you're not your titles, and you're not your problems or your memories. Who you are, the very essence of your being, is timeless, nameless, formless, untouchable, and infinite. You are beyond time, beyond space, beyond thought. And yet, in order for you to experience yourself, you had to create the illusion of something other than yourself. All that to say that all is self. So you, being this infinite, unlimited, untouchable, spiritual being at your essence, you are it all. You are everything that has come into being, everything that was, is, and ever will be. And even though you're hearing a voice going into your ears, you're not those ears and you're not the voice. You're the experiencer of it all, the perceiver of it all. And therefore, once you recognize this universal truth, you'll realize that the physical body that you're using to experience life is simply a vehicle for your infinite nature to relate to and enjoy itself. So the first part of the title of this broadcast is Home is Where the Heart Is. The second part is Hemp is Where the Money Is. But really what I want to say is hemp is where the economy is. And we'll talk a little bit more about money and economy in just a few minutes. But let's first take a look at the word eco. It comes from the Greek word oikos, O-I-K-O-S, which means a dwelling place or a home. Eco. So you've heard of the word ecology, economist, ecological, ecosystem, economy, etc. It says that the definition for economy is a place for everything and everything in its place. At least that's one definition of the word economy. A place for everything and everything in its place. So if you can imagine your perfect home, your home is a place where you keep your resources, your food, your clothing, and other belongings. When you're conscious of the organization of your resources, it's called being economical. Eco being home, and nomy, N-O-M-Y, as in numbers. So an economy is the numerical organization of things in your home. Like I've got one bed, one car, or 30 pairs of clothes, whatever the numbers are, the numbers of your resources. So essentially, when we break down that word economy, that's what we're looking at. Numbers of your house, the numbers in your house, so to speak. So if we look at the planet as our home, which it is, we can quickly see that our home is alive. You've heard this word ecosystem or ecology. Ecology is simply the study of, ology, O-L-O-G-Y. Ology is the study of, and eco, as you know, is home. So ecology is the study of our home being mainly the planet, but also the universe, and also the bodies that we inhabit. Our spirit is inhabiting or dwelling within a body. So there's no separation between you as a human being and the planet. Just like the bacteria and DNA that make up the physical body that you inhabit, we are like one of the variety of cultures that make up the body of Earth. You know, there's many different species and plant kingdoms and mineral kingdom, and really the human species is one of those cultures that makes up the body of the planet or the Earth. So it's a living, breathing organism that's continually changing, transforming, expanding, evolving, growing. So the quicker that we see that we are all one, we are literally one being. We are like cells in the body of God. Even though on the surface we look separate and different, remember that is just an illusion. So let's look at today's show title again. It's Home is Where the Heart Is, and Hemp is Where the Money Is. Your home is not just the structure or dwelling place that you live in, as I mentioned. It's also your body, as your infinite spirit dwells within it, and we've acknowledged that the earth is our home. Now let's take a look at this word heart. Right away, I want to point out that the word heart and the word earth have the exact same letters. And the funny thing is, the H is the only letter that gets moved. And strangely enough, it gets moved from the back of the word, as in earth, E-A-R-T-H, to the front of the word heart, H-E-A-R-T. And as I was putting the show together, I realized that the H could represent hemp. So if we have to infuse heart into the earth, or love into the earth, which I believe is the most critical key to transforming consciousness and creating a paradigm shift on this planet, is through infusing our hearts, our love, into this planet. And how can we do that? Well, physically, on a physical level, hemp is that vehicle. Hemp is green. Green is the color of the heart, especially in ancient times or in yogic tradition. The heart is the green central chakra. It produces a green aura or color, and it's the frequency of love. It's been said that there is a frequency of love which is 528 hertz, and that hertz or that frequency resonates at the color green. So once we individually make the decision to love ourselves so completely and fully, and forgive ourselves and all others, and rise above the stinking thinking, the negative emotions of guilt, shame, grief, judgment, ridicule, and the other harmful thoughts and feelings, we can literally experience the most tremendous opportunity on this planet to experience the abundance, the miraculousness of what this plant can do. And if we team up with the benefits and value that industrial hemp has to offer for our food, our shelter, our clothing, and much more, and do our absolute best to love yourself and love your neighbor as yourself, and finally, choose one thing that you are going to do with hemp and bring it to the world like your life and the entire life of the planet depends on it, because last I heard it does. So ultimately, let's recap. We've taken a look at the word heart, and I quickly got to the heart of the matter. That first and foremost, you are a spiritual, electrical, unlimited being, capable of achieving anything that you set your heart and mind upon. You're having a human experience, but you're not a human. And none of it would be possible without this vibration of love. Without this vibration of love, we wouldn't have a planet to live on. So all is self, and when you recognize this universal truth and you start feeling and thinking and saying and doing the things that are in harmony with your infinite spirit, which is really the only thing you have control over, the things that you think and feel and say and do. Some of us might question that or say we're being programmed, we're being used devices are being used against us. Well, there are things that we can do to protect ourselves. And obviously, I'm not going to get into that right now. But everything that you feel, think, say, and do literally affects the entire planet and ultimately the entire universe, which is all you. It's all you. You're constantly vibrating. You're constantly sending out signals. With every thought that you entertain, with every emotion that you hold, with every action that you take, it's all vibrating. It's all frequency, and it's powerfully broadcasting out into the universe, and that's how you get the feedback of your reality. That's how you influence the shaping and shifting and molding and directing of your reality is through your thoughts, through your emotions, and through the deliberate intent of what you do with your actions. So I want to remind you that I put together a book called Do One Thing Hemp. If you go to hempaware.com and you haven't downloaded it already, it's a free copy of this simple little book that I put together to inspire entrepreneurs that are into the hemp movement, that want to make a difference and a dollar on the planet. And in a moment, I'm going to get into this idea of economy a little bit deeper and money. So this word eco, coming from the word home, the heart of the matter is what is at the center. Your heart's at the center of your body. They say, the expression, let's get to the heart of the matter. It's what's at the center. So what's at the center, I think, is what's most important. It's the foundation of everything. And what is at the center of everything is you. It's love. Your home is the universe, and you are the universe. Your home is where your heart is, and your heart is at the center of your being. It is love itself. And the universe, the one verse, the uni as in one and verse as in vibration or song or lyric. It's that frequency that makes up who you are. So we've got economy, which is also seen as money or exchange and organization of resources. Your home, which is your body, your house, the planet, the universe, and now we plug hemp into the equation. I won't take up the time right now to get into the detail about the benefits and uses of hemp, but it's likely that you already know we can feed, clothe, house, and fuel ourselves with this one plant. And we don't have to drill, fight, steal, kill, or destroy ourselves or others or the planet to plant, grow, harvest, and process hemp. Let me say that again. We don't have to drill, fight, steal, kill, or destroy ourselves or our planet in order to plant a seed, grow it, harvest it, and process it. And that plant is hemp. This is exactly why HempAware is now officially a marketing and branding agency for hemp and cannabis companies worldwide. We believe that cannabis hemp is the number one solution to the world's biggest problems, dealing with economical, environmental, sociological, mental, spiritual, ecological, and even issues beyond this. After being greatly involved in the hemp industry for more than 15 years, we realize more than ever the huge opportunity to invest in cannabis and hemp. The best way we can bring cannabis hemp to the world and ultimately create a paradigm shift in consciousness and on this planet is to empower you in getting your hemp company, products, and services out to the world and quickly into the hands of the people and into the homes of the people. So to wrap up this hemp episode, I want to talk more about economy and specifically money. So this word money, if we look into the etymology of it, it has a very similar origin as the word monitor. So to monitor something is to watch it, it's to keep it organized, It's to observe it. So in order for us to observe, monitor, and keep organized the things in our home, and what is our home again? It's the planet, it's the universe, it's our physical dwelling structure, and it's our body. So money is a material substance that has an etherical foundation, meaning it's just an idea in our minds. Money's just a piece of paper, but it's the value in our hearts and in our minds that we give it that gives it its energy, which brings me to the next point. Money is also known as currency. Current is also known as energy. If you think of electricity running through a wire, they call it a current or currency. So I want to also touch upon this idea of how interrelated money is to nature. So money, being currency, is an energy. It's a flow, and it's an exchange. Now, energy moving, exchanging from one hand to another or one resource to another is this whole idea of staying organized, of being economical. And I want to take it a step further and really expand your mind on what money is so that you can allow more of it into your reality and ultimately start experiencing the life that you were designed to live of abundance, health, wealth, happiness, prosperity, and fulfillment, deep fulfillment. I truly believe that hemp is that vehicle. And money is essential. Everyone requires money for daily actions, for daily living. We have to have money to experience and to achieve our goals, whatever it is that we're doing. If we need money, if we need food, it requires money. If we need clothes, it requires money. Houses require money. All of it, money is at the center. But wait a minute. I just said your heart is at the center. So let's take a look at this. Money, M-O-N, mon, which comes from mono, as in one. And then I, monai, or money, E-Y, is the I. So mon eye is like one eye. Money is one eye. So one eye is this idea of having a singular focus. If you can focus on one thing, and my goal is to help you focus on one thing hemp-related and bring that to the world and be successful with it. Monai, or money, is this idea of one eye. And you've seen the dollar bill. It has the pyramid on there with the all-seeing eye at the top. I'm sure there's no coincidence for that. But let's expand this perspective of money and currency and energy and see how it relates to nature, and let go of our negative beliefs that money is evil and that we're being controlled with the money. Really, money and life is all about relationships. Anytime you're exchanging money, there's going to be two people. There's going to be two companies, two people. There's always going to be a relationship. And what is a relationship? Let's look at it in terms of nature and commerce. So the word commerce, C-O-M-M-E-R-E-C-E, commerce. So to immerse something in water is to put it underwater. And commerce, merce, comes from merchant or mercenary. And water is fluid, right? So you've heard of this idea of fluid assets. Well, money is flowing. Money is energy. A river is a currency. A river bank is where deposits begin collecting. Why do you think you go to the bank to make a deposit of your assets or your minerals? It used to be minerals. If you're using coins or, silver dollars or quarters or dimes or nickels or pence or pesos or whatever you use that's a mineral, it's obvious. Minerals deposit on the river bank, and that's why you go to a bank to make deposits. Now, we're on this ship. Each one of us has our own ship, And these ships, if you can imagine, if you are a ship and you're floating on the water, what do you think is important for a business? Making profits, right? Making money so that you can what? Stay afloat. You've heard this idea, my company's a sinking ship. There's holes in it all over. I'm losing money. I'm losing resources. I'm going under. Those are all expressions that are synonymous with water and with the sea, with the rivers. So originally these merchants would, go on their ships, and what happens is we relate to one another. These merchants would travel the world, they would go to different countries, and they would dock their ships and go, offer their produce or their resources, their products, and they would relate to one another. The relationship, we're relating on these ships. We're relaying. In other words, we're exchanging. Relay is like an exchange, which is also a electrical or electrical term. A relay is an electrical device. So to wrap up this concept, I just want to take a few minutes to show you that money is essential for success, as you know. Money is essential for life, as you know. And this idea of monitoring your success, well, we use money to do that. So HempAware is a foundation. It's a platform based on love first and foremost. When I was a teenager, I had a major accident that you may have heard this story. I nearly broke my back 2 different times. I was half crippled for many, many years. And even to this day, I am challenged with physical back pain. And I've really seen it as an opportunity for me to get as laser focused and as clear as possible that I can to do one thing, hemp, so that I can make the biggest contribution in the shortest amount of time on this planet and shift the way that we live our lives, shift the way that we do business, change the way that we make decisions on how we grow our food, inspire farmers to let go of these horrible pesticides, herbicides, genetically modified organisms, and all of the craziness that is literally destroying us from the inside out. My purpose, my mission, my aim in life is to inspire you and encourage you to make the decision within inside yourself that you are here to make a difference and a dollar. Because we can't make a difference without that dollar. The dollar, if you go to the store and you have a dollar and you buy something for 98 cents, what do they give you? They give you your change. So how are we going to make change? We have to do it with the dollar. And so I may have gotten your attention with, the title of this show, that home is where the heart is, hemp is where the money is. And money turns people's heads. I want your heart to be turned, not your head. I want your heart to be shifted. I want your heart to be so filled with love for yourself and for this planet that the only thing that you can think about is building your house with hemp, making your clothes with hemp, infusing your foods with hemp, and doing the day-to-day things that are so important and crucial for us to just have a healthy, happy, wealthy life, that hemp is infused into every single aspect of your life. Your home, your business, your relationships, your economy, all of it. Love is at the center. And and hemp is enveloping your heart. So I'm so thankful for your time, for your energy, your attention, and I want you to know that very soon we are going to be coming out with some phenomenal resources, tools, products, and things that will allow you to brand your hemp company, to market your hemp company, to start getting in front of the customers that will value your products most, that you'll enjoy working with, and that will give you their hard-earned dollars for the hemp products and services that you have to offer. That's my goal. That's the goal of HempAware, and we're sticking to it. I want to thank you again for tuning into Hemp Aware Radio. This is your Hemptrepreneurial host, Tyler Hemp. And if you haven't already checked out hempaware.com, go get that free download. Do one thing, hemp, and be the inspiration in the world. Be the change that you want to see. And make it a hempsational day. Thank you, guys. Remember, email me at support@hempaware.com. And we will do whatever we can to bring on the topics of hemp that you want to hear about. What is it that you need most in your business? Do you need help with your websites? Do you need help with your social media broadcasting? Do you need help with creating hemp paper business cards or letterheads? What's most important or hempportant to you? Give us a call. Go to hempaware.com and connect with us today so that we can make it hemping together. Thanks, friends. Peace out. Happy Easter. Love ya.